It's been the talk of the community since the leaks came out, but yes, it's true, a new rocket is being built at Dusty Divot, just like it was built with the Villain's Lair in Season 4, and if data miners are right, then it might just be the end of the Fortnite world as we know it to make room for a whole new map. My name's Craig from LJ Studios, and in today's video we're just going to go over everything that we potentially know about the Fortnite Season 10 event so far. But just before we jump into the video, I just wanted to do a quick little introduction from me. As I said, my name's Craig. I'm going to be running this new LJ Studios Fortnite news channel. Here I'm going to be giving you guys the absolute latest update and news about Fortnite. Videos will range from weekly challenge walkthroughs, leaks and theories on the game's ever-changing story, right through to general news and updates. So if you want to stay up to date with me and the channel and all the latest stuff, then click that subscribe button with notifications turned on so you never miss a video. Now this all kicked off with the content update last week, version 10.30. With the addition of the new POIs, Moisty Palms, and the return of Greasy Grove, Epic put some scaffolding in one of the buildings at Dusty Depot with a massive hole in the centre of it leading right down into the building. A perfect size for, let's say, a rocket. If you look inside the building, you can see a bunch of stuff laying around, a bunch of tools, lots of tech and mechanical gear, and evil plans to destroy the Fortnite universe. Nah, I'm just kidding, that would make it way too easy for us to work out. It's just a red screen with a bunch of unreadable text on it. And there's also a bed with a TV that's not plugged in. But anyway, after every major content update, our data miners get to work on squeezing every last bit of info that they can on updated files within the Fortnite install folder. Fortori were able to render a mesh image of the rocket parts that were added into the game files, which I'll pop up on the screen now. Then they leaked images and a video of the rocket at Dusty Depot fully built. And now that we're seeing the rocket being slowly built with the base of the rocket now in the game at Dusty Depot, we've now realised the base of the rocket is and was a rift beacon this whole time, which could explain why all the map changes and rifts occurred from Season 4 onwards. Fortori have also showed the rocket as a mesh image in pieces, while Lucas7 Yoshi showed the rocket being split into two, breaking off from the rift beacon. Now with Fortori's post it shows that the rocket is being built in stages. So far we've had the rift beacon base put in and now the next part has been added. It seems that the pieces are being added every couple of days or so, and with there being a total of roughly 5 or 6 pieces, we could potentially be looking at the rocket being completed by some point next week, and if the season is ending in early October then that really does fit in the timeline of it all. It seems that the rocket will split off from the rift beacon, just like it did in Season 4 that originally created all the rifts around our Fortnite world, but what exactly will this do? With so many rift zones around the zone, what exactly would it do to them? I'm not quite sure yet, it's going to be an interesting one once we see the event or get any more leaked information. At first it was thought that the Visitor was behind this second rocket being built, especially since his pod is in the Meteor, but it turns out there's a new villain in town and he goes by the name of The Scientist. The Scientist, which is a skin that was recently added, looks very similar to the Visitor skin, except he's huge in comparison. He was added the other day and his description states, his mission is unknown, one of the 7. At the same time of the skin being added to the game, the Visitor skin's description has changed to intentions unknown, one of the 7. Now we haven't had much info to go on here, so there's a few theories out there that the 7 are different versions of the Visitor from alternate dimensions or different rift zones, or possibly a group of people who control rifts. As the Visitor was behind the story up until Season 10, is the Scientist going to be behind the story until Season 20? We can speculate as much as we want here, but until Epic unfold the story, who knows how it's going to end up. But with all the game files pointing towards it and the construction starting, it's fairly obvious that the Scientist is building a rocket. Will he succeed in his mission where the Visitor failed? I guess only time will tell. The construction at Dusty Depot isn't the only thing that's happening in our Fortnite world. Kevin the Cube has also returned to the game. Now we're all fans of Kevin and I'm sure many of us were sad to see him explode in that live event, and we all had hope that one day Kevin would return to us, and of course with this season's theme being focused on time travel, we all had that feeling in the back of our minds that he would return. Now Kevin is still embedded underneath the floating island, but this time it has a motel on top. Kevin has been wandering all over the map. We're not yet sure why or where he's going to end up, but we are certain that he's got something to do with the Fortnite Season 10 event. Potentially, we have even more previous event characters coming back to the game. Remember last season's event with the Polar Peak monster fighting the Mecha Team Leader robot? Well, the monsters files have returned to the game. And it's not just the monster files that have been re-added. According to Fortori, plenty of reused or updated files from previous events, like the Butterfly event, Catus and Nexus have been added, but we're unsure as to why these are being added back into the game. Fans have a theory that the Nexus Orb would be a perfect fit for the hole in the Polar Peak monster's bones where his eye used to be. Could this be the thing that brings the Polar Peak monster back to life, or will Kevin the Cube and the floating island eventually make their way around the map to be above the Polar Peak's monster's bones? Does the cube have enough power to bring the Polar Peak monster back to life? I mean, why else would the bones of the monster still be in the game? It's got to be something to do with the endgame event, but I guess soon enough we will find out. The Meteor has also been stuck in the sky since the beginning of Season 10. It's the same meteor that destroyed Dusty Divot before, but is it going to be the same meteor to destroy Dusty Divot this time around, thus destroying the rocket before its launch? Or will the scientists somehow change the course of its direction to destroy another location? With all of this going on currently, there's a lot of speculation to how the event will go down, but we do know one thing for sure, that this is going to be the biggest event in Fortnite history and could potentially destroy the entire map of the Fortnite world as we know it. A bunch of new locations have also been leaked by pretty accurate Fortnite leaker who goes by the name of Lucas7Yoshi. The 13 POIs that have been leaked are Beachy Bluffs, Camp Cod, Creative Island, Dirty Docks, Frenzy Farm, Holly Hedges, Lazy Lake, Mountain Meadow, Power Plant, Slurpy Swamp, Sunny Shores, Weeping Woods. With so many new POIs being potentially added to the game, it would seem that the current map could be completely wiped out, giving us an entire new map or just a drastically changed one with 30 new locations being added. It's something that fans have been asking Epic to put in for a long time now, and with Season 11 right around the corner, we may just get exactly what we've been hoping for. And it seems that a lot of these POIs could be direct replacements for locations already in the game. Beachy Bluff could be added into the sand biome if the sand biome still exists after the event. Dirty Docks could easily be a replacement for Lazy Lagoon, with it already having a river and a lake at the location. Having a dock replace Lazy Lagoon would be an easy swap. The Dirty Part could be from the destruction of the world through whatever the event may be. Fatal Fields could be replaced with Frenzy Farm. Holly Hedges or Weeping Woods could be where Wailing Woods used to be. Lazy Lake could quite easily be the replacement for Loot Lake, Slurpy Swamp being put in where Moisty Mire used to be, and the Power Plant being an easy replacement for Pressure Plant. These of course are just speculations at this time. We don't have much info other than these in-game files, but I'm really excited to see where this goes once the event happens. As for the event itself, it's hard to tell exactly what Epic are planning. With so many files being added or re-added to the game, they could be leading up to the most insane event that they have ever pulled off in the history of Fortnite. Now what if all that I've talked about in this video happens at the exact same time? What if the cube brings back the Polar Peak monster and he absorbs the Nexus Orb to evolve into something so powerful and he destroys the map himself? What if the scientist knows this and he's just simply looking for a way to escape the chaos that's about to come to our Fortnite world? Or what if the scientist is the good guy and is building a rocket to destroy the monster? There's so many possibilities to how this story could unfold, and I'm really excited to find out. Let me know in the comments down below as to what you think the story may be. I really do want to hear from you guys. Well, that's all we potentially know about the Fortnite Season 10 event. I'm sure a lot more news will be either leaked or released within the next week or so, and I'll be there to update you guys every step of the way. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like and subscribe with notifications turned on so you never miss a video. I'm going to be releasing a lot more information as and when it comes, and anything else Fortnite news related. I'll be putting together a full challenge guide video when the weekly challenges are released on Thursday, so be on the lookout for that one as well. So I'm going to end this video with some cinematic footage from the last Rocket event from back in Season 4 to remind you all of how awesome it was and how amazing the next one is going to be. I hope you all enjoy.
you.